What's going on, guys? Different type of video today. I'm gonna try to get myself into the habit of creating parlay cards on, Sleeper, Underdog, Prize Picks, whatever other app you use. I'm just gonna go over four props that kind of caught my eye. This is more of a first look at some props that I like. When Stochastic drops their official projections on the Pick'em Pro tool, I'll probably make a video tomorrow on some picks that I really like. So let's just jump in right away. So the first prop that I like that caught my attention was Daniel Gafford over 18 and a half PRA. So in the first game against Philly, he had 22 PRA. Um, I got to shout out DKDFS on Twitter because he was kind of sharing some stuff that he uses. So this actually helps looking at rotations and what they do, like what the players do. One other thing to note, this was a very high scoring game. So let's just jump in. So this is popcornmachine.net. So this is kind of what I was explaining about seeing rotations and what these players do. So here we can see that Daniel Gafford had 12. Wait, sorry, I can't do math. He had 14 in the first quarter. So he went 4 for 5 with 2 rebounds and he had 5 blocks. So if you played him on FanDuel, DFS, doing that stuff, you definitely got your money's worth out of that. So we can also see here that he started the game and got subbed out with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left of the first quarter. And then he comes in, grabs some boards and an assist, but then checked back in with 8:16 left and then played the rest of the half. So he's getting the time and this is from the last game against the 76ers. So I don't know what his recent rotations are, but I'm just showing you what happened the last game against the 76ers. And with Daniel Gafford being a former Chicago Bull, you kind of knew that he was a more defensive player, but if he gets the ball down low, gets an offensive rebound, puts it back up, um, this should be a good hit. I normally play this anyways because Stochastic always projects him for more, so this was a good game by him. So the second prop, we're gonna go Cade Cunningham over 34 and a half points, rebounds, and assists. So I can show you on Popcorn Machine only because he's only had one career game against Memphis, which is back almost 2 years ago now. He's been averaging 36.8 in the last 5 games, as you can see here. The Memphis guards allow an average of 24.7 rebounds and 8 assists, which equals to 39. I think that this is going to be somewhat of a different Detroit Pistons team because they did not get a win at all in the month of November, which is just crazy to me. But I think this is a good bounce back spot and a good way to start off the new month, the first game of the new month. We see Cade dish the ball out. Jalen Duran has been pretty solid this year when he plays, so he can dish the ball down low. Hopefully, Duran makes it, gives him an assist. Just watching some of these games by Cade when he's actually performing well and doing all that, besides this game against besides this game against the Lakers, he's all over the court. So I think this is just a great bounce back spot for him. Not necessarily just for him, but for Detroit in general, and it all starts with him. So the next prop we're going to look at, where is it? Clint Capella over 22.5 points and rebounds. So this is a great spot against the Brooklyn Nets. In the first meeting between these teams this season, Clint Capella had 14 points and 15 rebounds. Brooklyn can just not guard any center, so even when it's Clint Capella or Okongwu, it doesn't really matter. They just can't guard them at all. So let me pull this up here. Is this the right one? Yep. So in the one game that they played this year, so it seems like there was a time like last season where I can never get Okongwu or Capella right. But we see here that um he had 4 points and 5 rebounds in his first rotation. So I think what the Hawks are trying to do, they're trying to get Okongwu involved a little bit more. Capella just watching the games and whatever, and if you just box score watch sometimes kind of like I have to, he's down low a lot and he can obviously grab rebounds and play some solid defense. So we see at the 5:55 mark, he got subbed out for Okongwu, and then he kind of got a long break, but he ended up getting another 4 points and 3 rebounds. So this is a good spot, kind of like I was saying. Brooklyn cannot guard the center position. You see here that he within 3 quarters. Wait, sorry, within 3 quarters, eight. He had 13 rebounds. And kind of backtracking onto Gafford as well, they're both pretty similar in terms of they can play some solid offense, get you some points down low and whatever. But primarily they play solid defense and they can grab a bunch of rebounds. So I think this is a great spot. I think despite what I do tomorrow, I think this is going to be one of my locks where whether it's on parlay play, underdog, sleeper, or prize picks, this is going to be one prop that I look into a lot and have in a couple of my cards. So the last prop we're going to look at is going to be, where is it? We're going to go with Anthony Edwards over 31.5 points and rebounds. So he's been averaging, as you can see here, 33.4 in the last 5 games. Um, the San Antonio Spurs are terrible at guarding guards in general. Um, they allow an average of 23 points and 6 rebounds. Um, in the first meeting, Anthony Edwards had 28 points and 7 rebounds, which equals to 35. So he cleared this mark. I know that I'm going to double check the injury report, but I know that over the weekend, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't really play NBA too much, but he didn't play in a game if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just gonna check the injury report really quick to make sure he's still in. So as of right now, he's a game time decision. I did see that he practiced on Monday, which kind of leads me to believe that pretty much barring any setbacks, he's going to play. So popcornmachine.net. So in his first rotation, he had 4 points and 2 boards, and he played the whole first quarter practically. Got subbed out at the 35-second mark. You know, typically when you play almost a whole first quarter, you kind of want whether it's getting more rebounds and points or the other way around. You would kind of hope that he would step up and score a little more. But then he had 8 points in the second quarter, 2 for 3 for threes, shot 50%, and then had 3 rebounds. And then you can just see his small little stints that he had in the third, and then his second stint in the third. That's where he kind of stepped it up a little more. And then obviously in the fourth quarter, he had 9 points and a rebound. So this is a good spot, and especially since San Antonio has been pretty bad recently too. I really like this spot. Minnesota, with Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, they have a solid squad. This is a good spot for Edwards to kind of lead the team into winning. I don't know what the over under is. I don't know any of that stuff, truth be told, what the spread is. I did see though that the last game, the Timberwolves won by 7. So I think that these are two pretty young teams. I do think that this is a good spot for Edwards as well. So that's about it right now. I think what I'm going to do is let me just stop sharing that. So I think what I'm going to do is sometime tomorrow, I'm going to see what the stochastic data says about these props as well, but then see what they like and then just kind of go from there. So hope you found this useful and just like and subscribe if you haven't already.